Hello everyone, welcome to Gardening by the Bay. We're very fortunate today, as you can see with our incredible view of Minister's Island. We're in St. Andrews on the top of O'Neill Farm. This is an old historical property, but the gardens that we're going to see today are brand new. Some of them only a year, 2-3 years old, and you'll be truly amazed at the lush foliage and blossoms and everything that have been produced in just a couple of years. So come along for the tour. Susan and Glenn Dewar will be our hosts. Susan, thank you so much for having me over today. Let's get going. There's so much color. This is fabulous.
Well, it's hanging in there. It's difficult because I'm not exactly sure what blooms when, so it's hard to pick the opportune time to look at this garden. But yeah, there's a lot going on.
Well, I think it's a good opportunity today, simply because we're here. And it is a bit late, sort of in the summer. We've had such weird weather that it's very hard to, I find a lot of blooms have been blooming sort of really super early and dying off quickly. So, however, let's check things out.
All right.
Because now you were telling me that this is a fairly new garden, right?
This is a fairly new garden. We only put the fence in and the greenhouse 2 years ago, so exactly 2 years. And the first year we concentrated on the vegetables and getting sort of the lay of the land. Late 2 years ago we put the flower beds in, the garden that we're looking at here, and then this summer we did cut a few new beds into here that have nothing planted in them yet. So that's next year's project. But this bed
you wouldn't want to ever have a quiet moment.
No, there are no quiet moments. But this bed is effectively less than 1 year old.
Wow.
So it's come a long way in a year.
It looks absolutely fabulous. What is this gorgeous?
This one is
burgundy leaf.
Yeah, it's a deer villa, and the particular variety is called Black Kodiak. And I like it because of the color of the foliage. It's got that lovely fall color. And when it gets a little taller, it has a lovely yellow bloom on it.
Okay.
And there is one on the other side that is in bloom.
Okay.
And we used to have it planted outside the fence, and of course the deer naturally help themselves to
maybe
it.
With a name like deer?
Well, I thought the irony of it all, and oddly enough, the tag says deer resistant. Well, it isn't.
Oh.
So the deer have helped themselves to it a number of years in a row. We moved it into the protected area, and we saw the blooms for the first time this year. So who knew? But there's some lovely yellow blooms on it.
What is the lacy leaf?
This is an elderberry.
It is a lace leaf elderberry?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
And
they get quite tall.
They do. So I'm kind of hoping to keep this one in check. And one of my neighbors actually gave me that one. She had a difficulty finding a deer-proof spot for it, and used to forget to water it. So anyway, it came down here for a little rehab, so it's got a little ways to go to rehab. And this one is called a snowberry. And apparently it gets, I haven't seen it bloom yet, but it gets covered in white berries in the fall.
And this is evening primrose?
This is sundrops primrose. So the sundrops primrose and the evening primrose, I think, are both like cousins. And this one blooms during the day and closes at night. And the evening primrose, which has actually a bit of a less substantial flowers, it's closed during the day and it opens at night. But this is a stunner, and when it is in full bloom, it lasts for about a month.
Oh, fabulous.
Yeah. So this one is lovely. And
the bees
like it.
Yeah.
And it spreads really easily, and it multiplies really easily. So yeah, this is a lovely one.
Oh, it is gorgeous. And you've got some rudbeckia there in the back?
Yeah, I've got rudbeckia. They are just about to start to open. That's actually one of the couple that I've bought at a nursery. Believe it or not, I would say 70% of the flowers in this bed have been shared out of a garden of a lovely neighbor and friend.
Wonderful.
So,
those are the special kinds. Those mean a lot.
Yeah, so that's nice. And this year I added a couple of heathers. These are heathers right here. So I hope I had good success with that. I understand heather is a hit and miss situation in St. Andrews, so I'm going to
They
cross
don't,
my finger on those.
They don't like the winters too well.
No.
And this beautiful little silver.
That's a licorice plant.
Okay.
That's an annual.
Yep.
This one's an annual. There's a couple of annuals that I plugged in to fill the hole. I had some beautiful tulips for early color. So when we were working on the veggie garden, it was beautiful to come out here because the tulips were in full bloom. But then when they're over, of course, you've got a spot.
Mess, yep.
So I hit the 99-cent sale at the nursery and put some annuals in.
The sedum is gorgeous, and the deep, rich purple on those lilies are fabulous.
Yes, those ones are quite lovely. The sedum, I think, is going to be a real showstopper when it opens up.
Yes, I've never seen one quite that tall.
Yeah.
And you've got liatris there in the back, and you have a coral bell, heuchera.
Coral bells, yeah, that's a lovely one. I like the dark foliage on it too.
Now tell me about this tree. Is it a dwarf tree, or is it something
It's a cherry. It's a Valentine sour cherry.
Oh.
And it is a bushy shrub. So it doesn't get to be a full tree.
All right.
It will go to possibly 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
And its partner is right here, even though they're self-pollinating. These ones I put in last June or so. So I haven't had any cherries off them yet.
Okay.
But I'm looking forward. They were in beautiful flower this spring.
What color?
White flower,
Okay.
gorgeous flower, but no cherries yet. But this one, and it's part of the romance series of not dwarf cherries. They're actually shrubs.
Shrubs, okay.
So they don't turn into a structured tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, because cherry trees can get quite large, and it's a hassle often to collect the berries, especially before the birds do.
Well, the birds are going to get a good whack at a lot of my plants here, but so far so good. They've been sharing, and if they behave nicely, I will too.
Your hosta has a little bit of nibblies on it. Is that mostly slugs? Or?
Yeah, I haven't seen any slugs, so I don't know if that's what it is. Yeah, it's gotten a little bit of chewed on, but nothing too serious. And I don't like the flowers as much as the leaves, so I cut the flowers off.
Yeah, most people, it's interesting. Most people I know don't like the flowers on the hostas.
Yeah.
And is this another annual? Yes.
Yeah, that's an annual. That's a sweet potato vine.
I was going to say, I have a sweet potato vine, that color, but a very different leaf. That one's very pretty.
Yeah, and I understand, and I don't know, I have to look this up, but I understand you can overwinter these.
Oh, good news.
And I don't know if you have to take them in or cut them and mulch them or what you have to do, but I'm told you can overwinter those.
Oh, excellent, because I was wanting to do that with mine. I often drag plants in the house for the winter, and I'm getting to the point I have to find somewhere to live because it's all plants. But beautiful lilies here, little lilies in bloom. And
there's quite a bit of phlox in the back here. Along behind the cherry trees.
Okay.
I tried to put some tall things on the back because living on the water, one of the things we have is a great deal of wind. And so some of the tender plants, I tried to protect them by making a bit of a border, bit of a screen.
And I was going to ask you, do you have much trouble with like salty spray?
On my windows, yes. But no, it hasn't affected the plants. Although sometimes when I'm looking for a plant, I'll look for ones that are particularly friendly to a salty environment. I got a couple of little sea thrifts up there that apparently are
tough.
Are good for a salty environment, but I haven't had any experience with it on the plants. Just keeping my windows clean.
Yes, yeah. Now this hosta is coming into bloom, but that's not the usual bloom that I've seen on hostas.
No, and I don't know. That one's a new for me, so I don't know what it's going to look like. I like the darkness of the leaf on this one.
Yes, and they're far more upright.
Yeah.
And you were mentioning this is a clematis in behind?
Yeah, this is a perennial clematis, and it's new. It's a new one. All these flowers are new to me, so I don't know what they all do. But my dear neighbor who gifted it to me said it opens it with a lovely blue flower.
Oh,
so
fabulous.
I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah, because so many clematises that I'm familiar with are vines, are
Yeah,
climbers.
climbing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't have anything climbing right now. I think that might be something I'm going to keep my eyes open. But I am looking forward to seeing what this looks like when it opens. It's nice and strong, and it looks like it's gonna have some nice color.
Yeah, it certainly looks very healthy. And I can see over here, it's the start of your veggie garden.
Yes.
But the beautiful silver again.
Yeah.
And what is this fellow?
That is a viburnum.
Oh, okay.
Arrowroot viburnum.
Okay.
They get very tall,
Yep.
so I don't know if it's going to stay there or if it is going to outgrow its space. But apparently it can get, 8 feet tall, and it'll have a nice blue flower and
Blossom.
berry. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And the Shasta
the
daisies,
Shastas.
they're doing great.
Yeah, they are doing great. I put some outside the fence to see how they were going to do.
They lasted half an hour.
They lasted a week. They lasted a week. So, yeah.
And you've got beans here.
Yeah. So now we're down into the veggie section.
Oh, before we begin the veggie section, what's over there in the corner?
Blackberries.
Ah, wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes, I can
So
see the
that's
leaf now.
Yeah, it's a shrub variety. So instead of getting tall and vining that you
Yes.
have to trellis,
Yep.
this one stays shrubby, and believe it or not, it's actually thornless. So it doesn't pick.
Oh.
And you can see, I don't know if you can see from the blossoms, but it is
Yes.
just loaded with blackberries.
Oh,
so
wonderful.
I'm really looking forward to giving those a taste.
And potatoes?
Potatoes, yep. So when we started this project, it started as a veggie garden, and so that was our number one focus. And we put the fence up in order to protect the vegetables. But then we kind of said, well, if we're going to get a fence, let's get a fence. So we fenced in this whole area, and that left room for the flowers. So the flowers actually are an afterthought for us. We were more about the veggies and the berries, and I'd like to add some more fruit trees possibly in the new next season.
Yeah.
So I've got a couple of, so we've got beans, we've got blackberries, blueberries, we've got a couple of types
Lots of peas.
Yeah, a couple of types of potatoes, the peas, tomatoes, peppers, and carrots. This one's a little, I wanted to draw your attention to this. This pepper was grown in the greenhouse. In the greenhouse.
Oh,
this
look
one, this plant, and this plant.
I'm going to turn this around so Flo can see the,
Yeah.
there.
So this plant and this plant were planted on the same day.
Oh my goodness.
So this is what the outside peppers have done, and this is what the ones in the greenhouse
That's
have
gonna
done.
do a big difference.
So I think next year I won't bother putting them outdoors. I'm just going to put all the peppers into the greenhouse.
Into the greenhouse, okay.
Yeah. So we've got some early girl tomatoes, we've got carrots, we've got turnips, I've got cucumbers, some onions, some garlic. The beets I had a terrible time with this year. That's the third planting of the beets.
Oh, goodness.
Something ate them. I had a bunny in here who helped himself, and I think I must have had a cutworm or something.
And a wonderful strawberry patch.
Yeah, we've got two varieties of strawberries. The biggest patch you see in the front, which is the most prolific, are the June bearing.
Okay.
And we got a wonderful crop of June bearing strawberries. And then the slightly smaller plants are the everbearing, and they will continue to bear fruit through to the fall. You get a much smaller harvest, but it goes on for longer.
Yes.
These guys are done for the year, and they were. We had a great crop of strawberries this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. It's so lush. It's really doing well. Now, do you have trouble controlling their spread?
I do, and I do. I'm sort of a, I'm a bit of a no-nonsense gardener. I just yank the runners out. So this is only the second year for them. So another couple of years, the mother plants will give up their berries, and that's why I want the runners to start rooting, because that'll be my future berries.
Yeah.
So the mother plants will bear fruit for 3 or so years before they're done. But yeah, they can really spread.
Yes. Now, are you fertilizing any of this?
I don't fertilize any of this with anything. We added manure and some compost at the beginning of the year.
Yep.
And I do use a handful of organic tomato food on the tomatoes.
Okay.
But I haven't put any fertilizer on anything else.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Wonderful, rich soil then.
Well, this part is this property was a farm way back when.
The famous O'Neill farm going way back, over a century.
Decades ago, it stopped farming, and so the part that is sort of original soil here, we had good luck, like right off the bat. We added some manure, but the soil was in pretty good shape. The new beds that we've cut here, and we've cut them like closer up to the house, we're digging into some of the fill that was brought in when they backfilled around the foundation of the house. So it's a lot less fertile. Yeah. So some of it is clay, some of it is sandy. So probably it'll take us a couple of years to get into good growing shape. We'll continue to add compost or organic matter. But yeah, we added almost nothing to the original soil and got good.
And do you collect your own compost, or do you buy a prepared product?
We don't. It's something that I want to do, is figure out how to make a compost bin that's not, well, it's a little pleasing on the eye. I don't want it to look too rough.
The black garbage can version doesn't appeal to you?
Well, you see the bins, and they get a little overrun.
Yeah.
In the fall, we collect a lot of leaf and leaf mulch, and we've covered the garden with straw, mulched up leaves. I keep a lot of the just the cuttings from the garden. Anything that hasn't gone to seed, I will keep and just lay it right back down in. But as far as finished compost, I did buy some commercial finished compost this year. But other than that, we've used manure. And so we've had good luck with it.
Excellent, excellent. Let's head over to the raspberries here.
Yes.
Huge.
Well,
huge
this is another crop that is only on its second year. We put these in last spring.
Wow.
The ones on the front, I did the same as the strawberries. I've got two kinds. The front half of this bed are the single bearing. They'll bear once in the season. The back half are ever bearing, so we'll get two crops on those.
And what's the lovely little yellow bush?
Well, that's a smoke bush.
Okay.
Yeah. So normally you think of those beautiful red burgundy ones.
Yeah.
So this one is I think it's called a golden flame, possibly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a smoke bush, and that was given by a neighbor.
Lovely.
And we've got more, liatris and more Shasta daisies.
Yeah. And what's the beautiful blue flower?
This one is, it's called a mountain hydrangea or hydrangea serrata. And so that's as big as it gets. It doesn't get much bigger than that. And it's interesting because, like hydrangeas, you can control the color. So when I bought this plant, the tag is pink.
Okay.
So of course, imagine my surprise when it bloomed blue.
Yeah.
But over the summer, it will turn closer to the pinky colors in here. So it will get towards pink.
Right.
And I'm going to try to raise the pH in this one to try to get it to go more pink early on.
Okay.
So I'm going to try crushed eggshells and some lime and see if I can't raise the pH a little bit.
And your astilbes are coming along well?
Yeah, I find they probably get a little too much sun here.
Okay.
Because the color doesn't stay vibrant. I find it fades very quickly.
Yeah.
But the astilbes they're a good size and a good shape, but I think I might look for a shadier home for them.
Yeah, because you don't want to have a tall plant
Not
on the
in front of
backside
it,
because the view is so fabulous.
Well, and that's part of the mistake I made when I first put this bed in. I wasn't really 100% loyal to the sizes on the tag, so I put some things too close to the front of the bed that really should be towards the back of the bed.
Okay.
Here's another one of these deer villas, and you can see it's got a little bit of the flower
tail end of the yellow flower.
And the daylily is too tall to be there. It's blocking what is a lovely reblooming lilac, so it might find itself moved.
Being moved, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, this is the deer villa. What's the little tree behind it?
That one's a new one to me. I put it in this summer, and it is called a flowering almond. It doesn't create almonds, the nuts. That's a completely different thing.
Yeah.
But it has the most lovely like baby pink flowers, and those whole branches, the entire branch gets covered in flowers in early spring.
Gorgeous.
And it's just the softest, prettiest little thing. But you have to really enjoy it quickly, because once the wind takes hold here, that was the end of it. So the first big wind you get in May pretty much does it in.
And will it get much taller, or is
I don't think so. It's on a standard, so it's I think we're probably looking at the mature height of it.
Good, because that way you still get to always enjoy the blossoms. You don't want to have to look up to the sky to see them.
Yeah, and I don't like too big of a tree. I'm really trying hard not to put anything too big in tree-wise in here, because I don't want to make shade.
And that's right.
Oh, there's a good sized bee on that
bee.
sun
Like,
drops.
oh my soul, it's like a small aircraft.
That guy's pretty healthy, isn't he?
And you have a little euonymus there at the back?
Yeah, I like the variegated ones. This is Impatience.
Another annual.
Yeah, another annual, just to fill in a few holes.
And you have a fabulous looking greenhouse.
Well, I do. That's my pride and joy.
I don't doubt it. Let's get inside here. I want to see what's happening.
All right.
I have never been in a tomato jungle before, Susan. This is amazing. Look at the heights on them.
Well, it's kind of like, this is nothing. When they really get taken off, it's like Jurassic Park in here. Last year they were right up into the rafters. The tomatoes and the peppers love it in here. These are all cherry tomatoes. There's several versions of cherry tomatoes in here.
Okay.
And the peppers. The tomatoes really love it, and you can see the peppers really love it in the heat.
Now, do you use the greenhouse during the winter months as well?
Well, we don't heat it, and it's not airtight. So we haven't got to the point where we've decided to heat it. However, I will pick fresh tomatoes in here well into November.
Wow.
So I can really extend the seasons. And of course, it's wonderful in here for starting plants.
Yeah.
I started all the tomatoes and peppers and some of the vegetables from seed. I start them in the house and then move them out. But I don't have a source of heat in here. So overnight in those April times, you do have to watch it, because it does drop down to whatever the ambient temperature outside is. So, but yeah, it's only year 2, so we're experimenting. And the double bonus is I'm a messy gardener, so it makes a wonderful potting shed, and it's a great place to store all my tools, and just everything is right at the ready. So excellent.
If this is your version of messy, I don't want you to ever come to my place.
Well, it's a great place for store, and then in the winter when we don't use it, of course we put all our lawn furniture and things in it, because you get extra storage.
Perfect. So handy.
But it's a wonderful addition to my little garden, because we do get a lot of wind here, and anything that is new plants I've brought home, things that are starting, things that are tender, something like a tomato, I can protect them from the wind and the driving rain. And quite often, if we're really expecting a storm, I'll go around the house and gather up the pots and just put them in for the night and get them out of the heavy rain.
Perfect. I see more tomatoes over here, and I know you've got another gorgeous garden around the back of the house. So will you take me around that way?
I will.
Okay. This is fabulous, all these wonderful little shrubs. Is this a cedar tree?
No, that is...
I was going to say, how could a cedar tree survive in the open?
That is a Nootka.
A Nootka?
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Well, I can't think of the actual scientific name, but it's tall and it has these droopy branches. It's like a false...
Okay.
I want to say...
False cypress?
False cypress.
Okay.
And the first year we had it, something ate it back to a stub. And I don't think it was deer. I think it was something else. It was nothing but a stub. So we cut it off and said, let's take our chances. And it's still green, but I don't think it's going to get tall and droopy.
Maybe not this year.
This is lamb's ear. So, of course, now we're outside the fence.
The large broadleaf.
Yeah,
it's wonderful.
It's lovely. It's lovely. So being outside the fence, everything here is pretty tried and true for deer proof.
Okay.
I've got a couple of rhododendrons living in a cage here. But everything else is pretty predictably safe. I do have irises in here, and I've got alliums and daffodils, but they're gone now for the year.
For the season, yeah.
And the birds love everything in here. This Stephanandra, this big one,
Yeah.
this big mounding Stephanandra, and 2 cotoneasters get covered in berries.
Okay.
And the birds love that. This is kind of a no maintenance one. This is the oldest of my gardens. This one's about 4 years old. And you can see the bird bath over here.
And is this a yew?
Nesting spruce.
Nesting spruce, okay.
Yeah, nesting spruce. And I've got a couple of boxwoods there. I do have a small net around this Weigelia. But everything else is fairly deer-proof.
This garden I think is stunning, but just as we were coming in, I noticed a beautiful tree and a bench and everything. So would you take me over and let's check that out? 'Cause
Sure.
that looked quite interesting. Susan, this tree and lovely bench caught my eye just as soon as I arrived, and it's a bit unusual. Most trees aren't horizontal. Could you tell us a bit about it?
Yeah, well, I look at this as my little bonus garden because when we first bought this property, this tree was here, and it's laying down, and it's alive and growing, and it was thriving. And I had more than one landscaper and contractor offer to remove it for me, and of course I refused that offer because I said, no, I have plans for this tree, and I've planted this little wild garden, if you will.
It looks great.
And so this is my little bonus garden. I've put ferns that I've dug up from the woods. I've got some irises, I've got wild strawberry.
And a bit of horsetail.
A little bit of horsetail for good measure.
Just for fun.
I actually have rhubarb growing in this garden.
Oh,
and things
great.
look a little crumpled because I can come out in the morning and deer are actually sleeping right in the middle of it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So they love it, but I love it too. But this tree is one of my favorites.
It's trying to bounce back.
It's
There's
trying
some new growth.
Yeah, it is trying to bounce back here. So it's kind of a fun one, and the birds, of course, love it, and the squirrels love it, and
you love it,
and I love it too.
That's great, Susan. I want to thank you. It has been a fabulous, fabulous day, and especially your horizontal tree. There's been some really unique features, and your gorgeous ocean view. Thank you so much for showing us around your garden. I hope we can come back again sometime.
Well, you're so welcome. I'm happy to share it, and you're welcome anytime.
Okay, thank you. Thanks everyone for watching. Stay tuned. There's always more episodes of Gardening by the Bay happening.